And in this session, and in this session, let us talk about a feature on S3 storage, which is versioning. What is a versioning in general? Forget about AWS or S3. In general, what is the meaning of a version? Just you can answer in your own words. No need of any technical definition or something. Just you can answer like whatever you know. Okay. Or at least, what is the use of versioning? Forget about the definition and all. What is the use of versioning? So versioning is not a backup actually, but you might understood in that way. Okay. Versioning is actually a feature that allows you to preserve, retrieve, or let me say in a different way. It will allow you to keep the multiple variants of the object. Multiple variants of the object. What exactly this variants means, or what is the meaning of keep or preserve or whatever. Let us say I am writing a book or something. Okay, so what I do, let us say I'm saving that file. I can say that file name as one second. That file name as uh, okay, file.txt. Okay, so today I created some content, like I updated the file, and in which I have written hello all. Right? Or forget about everything. Just you opened a notepad or a text pad in your laptop, and you created a file called file.txt on your desktop, and then you have written you have written that hello all statement. Then you saved it. Then you saved it. Let us assume at that point, at that the time is let us say 6:38 p.m. Then after some time, you realize, okay, hello all. That's not looks good. I would like to say, hi everyone. So what I do, I will delete hello all from that file at 6:40 p.m. I replace the content of the file as a hi everyone. Now, whenever you open this file.txt, that object or that file in your laptop, what content we can see? Obviously, we can see hi everyone only, right? You can't see hello all. And after some time, if you realize that this is not the appropriate content, and this should be the appropriate or valid content to be exist in that file, then there is no way to recover. You have to retype. But here is a simple statement, right? Simple line, single line. That's why no issues. But what if you're writing a book with 50 pages or 60 pages and you don't know where exactly it got modified? It took a lot of time, right? It took a lot of time, and then it consumes a lot of manpower. This versioning feature, it will preserve each and every variant of the object, which means the end user can see the latest content only. But in the back end, the old, we call this as a previous version. We call this as a previous version. And this is called as latest version, or few people call it as a current version. Both are same. So the versioning feature will allows you to preserve all the variants of the object. But at the end, the user can see the latest one. But what is the advantage of preserving or keeping the multiple variants? It will allow you to retrieve the restore to every version of the object. Let us say if you modify the file for 100 times, we can say there are 100 versions for that particular file. But the latest version will be displayed to the end users. But the old versions will be maintained in the backend. so that whenever you need the old version, that you can retrieve and you can revert or restore that object, that file, to the older version also. So I can write the definition as S3 versioning is a feature of S3 that allows you to preserve is nothing but keep or maintain, preserve, retrieve, and restore every version, or I can say every variant, which is nothing but every version of the object stored in the S3 bucket. So it's a great mechanism. It's a great mechanism. The reason is this versioning we can use as a protection against accidental overwrites, accidental deletions, or a kind of a like accidental deletions. Why? If I overwrite the file so that the actual file will be maintained as a previous version and the wrong file will be the latest file. So easily I can revert the old version from the accidental overrides, or even whenever you delete that object from the S3 bucket, it won't delete permanently. It won't delete the object permanently. Why? That's why we can say it, this S3 versioning feature we can use as a protection against accidental overwrites, deletions, or a data loss also. I will show you like how it works, why we can say it is like protection against these kinds and all. So I can write down like it's a powerful mechanism for protecting against accidental overwrite, deletions, or a data loss. How it prevents, okay, overwrite in the sense, okay, you can say, okay, the previous data is maintained as a previous version. But how it will protect from accidental deletion? The reason is whenever you delete the object or the file, object is nothing but a file. Object cannot be deleted permanently. Object cannot be deleted permanently. What it does, it will mark the object with a delete marker. Like, let us say if you have a two-wheeler, if you park the two-wheeler, everybody can see the two-wheeler, right? If you cover that with a, if you, what we call that, if you use a bike cover, like a rain cover or something, they can't see what is inside that cover, right? Whenever you remove the cover, you can see that particular bike. The same way, whenever we delete the object from the versioned S3 bucket, versioned S3 bucket means the S3 bucket on which the versioning feature is enabled. Whenever we delete the object, instead of deleting the object permanently, that object will be marked with a delete marker. Technically, your object is available in the backend. Like if I delete some file from my laptop, it will go to the recycle bin so that at any time I can restore it, right? The same way, the object will be marked with a delete marker so that end user cannot see the file, cannot see the object. But being an administrator or with an appropriate permissions, we can recover that deleted object by deleting the delete marker. By deleting the delete marker, let us write down that so that we will get some clarity. You will get more clarity once we complete the practical. So I can say by default, versioning is not enabled on S3 buckets. By default, versioning is in disabled state. So we can enable versioning, we can enable versioning manually whenever we need. And the most important thing is we cannot disable versioning once you enable it. So what what is the process? Like if I don't need the versioning, then what I have to do? So for that, there is an option called suspend. Once versioning is enabled, once versioning is enabled, you can't disable it. It cannot be disabled, but it can be suspended. What is the difference between the disable and suspend? So let us make it simple. If there is an, but there is no option of disable. If there is an option to disable, the S3 bucket doesn't know what is versioning, which means whatever the versions already preserved, they should be deleted automatically. Here, the suspension means if you suspend the versioning, the moment once you suspend the versioning feature, it will not create any versions from that moment. But whatever the versions already maintained in the backend, those versions will be available until you delete those versions manually. Okay, right. So here, next, one more point. If we delete any object from the versioned S3 bucket, object will be marked with a delete marker instead of permanent deletion, so that we can recover the object by deleting the delete marker. I think you got the clarity, right? If you delete any object, the object is not accessible to the end users. But instead of permanent deletion, the object will be marked with the delete marker. Whenever you want to revert the delete action or whenever you want to recover the object, simply you need to delete the delete marker, which we will see practically. So first, what we do, let us observe what happens whenever we delete an object from a normal S3 bucket. So delete any object from non-versioned S3 bucket and observe the process. Okay, then we will see like how to enable it and all. Also, I said by default versioning is not enabled on any S3 bucket. We need to enable it manually. Okay, so I logged into my AWS account and let me navigate to the S3 just to show you like how to delete an object. We don't know how to delete the object and all, right? Even we don't know how to delete an S3 bucket. That also I will show you in the today's session itself. Okay, let me go to the buckets. This is the bucket, right? Let me click on the bucket. Let me choose one object, any object. Select the object which you would like to delete. Click on delete. The moment once you click on delete, what it is asking, would you like to permanently delete objects? Yes. To confirm deletion, you need to type permanently delete in the text input field. Just remember what you are typing here. It is asking you the confirmation to delete the object permanently, which means you cannot recover it. You cannot recover it. Let me click on delete objects. Object got deleted, and you can navigate anywhere to recover the standard.txt file, which is not possible. Which is not possible. Okay. Now, before getting into how to enable versioning and all, yesterday, we initiated a restore of Glacier Deep Archive object using standard retrieval method. If I select this object, you can see that open option is available. You can open the file. You can open the file. Okay, because yesterday we did not verify it, right? That's why I'm showing you in the today's session. Okay, now everything is done. We know like how to delete the object. Now delete the S3 bucket I will show you like how to delete the S3 bucket also, in which how many objects are there? 8 objects, in which already 8 objects are stored. Okay, let us try to delete the S3 bucket. So you might say, okay, so you already showed me how to delete the object. So we can guess how to delete the bucket. So I want to select the bucket and I can see something called delete option. I click on delete and I can delete it, right? I guess anybody can uh, guess in the same way, right? Okay, let us try. Let me click on delete. I selected the bucket which I would like to delete. Then click on delete. What is happening here? What is the error? This bucket is not empty, which means bucket must be empty before they can be deleted. In other way, I can say a bucket with any object cannot be deleted. Bucket must be empty. You can only delete the empty bucket. If that S3 bucket contains some data, you cannot delete it. So how to delete the data? Just you can get into the S3 bucket. You can select each and every object, or you can select like this and you can click on delete. That is the one way which already we have seen. The other way is you can select the bucket here and you can see an option called empty. Click on empty. Now what it is asking? Type permanently delete, means all the data in that particular S3 bucket will be deleted permanently. Now successfully emptied the bucket. Now the bucket is empty and you can delete the bucket. No objects. Now let me go back to the buckets, select the bucket, click on delete. And for the confirmation, you need to type the name of the S3 bucket. And you can see deleting a bucket cannot be done. Once you delete the bucket, it cannot be undone. You cannot revert it. Delete bucket and done. Okay. Now I would like to get into the versioning feature. Create a S3 bucket with a name versioning. Any name you can use. For uniqueness, I will use in this way. Okay. In Northern Virginia region with all default options, or okay, Northern Virginia region with the below options, or okay, Northern Virginia region with all default options, because I want to show you that by default versioning is not enabled on any S3 bucket. Okay, now how to create the bucket? Just let me know like whether you remember or not. First, we need to navigate to S3 service, then click on general purpose buckets, click on create bucket and general bucket name. What are the naming rules we must follow? To create an S3 bucket, what are the rules we must follow at the time of creating the S3 bucket? Do you guys remember or not? So bucket name must not contain uppercase. It should contain only lowercase, numbers, dot, and hyphen, right? Bucket name must not start with special character. It must not end with special character. Bucket name must not contain two dots, consecutive dots. Bucket name must not looks like an IP address. These are the rules, right? Which we discussed in the yesterday's session. Now let me enter the name of the bucket. Now I can scroll down to the bottom and I can enable it. Sorry, I can click on create bucket. But just observe all the features don't change. See here, what is the bucket versioning option? I did not select it, right? By default, disable got selected, which means your S3 bucket will be created without versioning enabled by default. And whenever you need that versioning feature, you can enable it manually. Okay. Now I will say, observe that the versioning is not enabled on the S3 bucket and perform, okay, or and enable version. Verify first and then enable it. We will see how to enable it. How to enable? First, we will check, right? How to check? Get into the bucket. This is the S3 bucket. Click on the bucket. Then here we have multiple tabs. Yesterday we clicked on permissions tab and we have seen few options, right? Now let us go to the properties tab. What is the bucket versioning? Disabled. Bucket versioning is disabled. Now here you can click on edit against the bucket versioning feature and enable. The moment once you enable, you can't disable it. The only way is suspend. Okay, let me click on save changes and done. Versioning is enabled. Now, what we have to do is we need to verify how versioning works, right? Okay, now what I do is on my, okay, let me create a folder. I will say sample.txt. Just I want to upload this file. Hello, everyone. Uh, this is updated at 6:57 p.m. I have written some content in my file. Okay. Now upload a text file. What is the name of the file? Sample.txt, right? Okay. Sample.txt into the S3 bucket. At this stage, the sample.txt contains what is the data? This is the one. Okay. No, I don't want to use this one. Few people might get confused with the times and all. Okay. It contains hello everyone. Right? Okay. Now let us upload the file. How to upload? How to upload? Get into the bucket, click on upload and click on add files. And this is the one. And click on upload. Right? Okay. Now let me open the file. So I selected the file. Oh, okay. Okay, that's okay. Selected the file, click on open, and I can see the content as hello everyone, right? It is displaying hello everyone. Now, what I do is how to know that. So if you see earlier on our bucket, you don't see this option, right? But now you got this option. Now, what I do is update the sample.txt file, update the sample.txt file and upload to S3 bucket. Means now I would like to say, hi all. This is going to be the file. See here, sample.txt I open, hi all, and I save it. Means whenever I open the sample.txt file, I can see only hi all. I can't get this hello everyone. Already I lost it unless I have taken a backup and I have stored that file somewhere else, right? Okay, now let me upload it. Let me upload that. Upload, add files, sample.txt, click on upload and done. Now let me select the object, click on open. I can see hi all. And the beauty of the versioning is, if you see here, there is small button, show versions. If I click on show versions, you can see there are two different versions for the same object. So top one is the latest version, and this is going to be the older version. Now, to understand this better, update the sample.txt file again and upload it to S3 bucket. This time I use some random thing. some wrong data, invalid data. Okay, I saved it. Let me upload. Save file, click on it, click on open. You can see, right? Okay. Now, I realized that accidentally I overwritten the file. Accidentally, I overwritten the file. Then how I can revert the data? If I click on show versions, it will display all the versions here. This is the latest version and the other two are previous versions. Previous versions. And this is the wrong data, right? What I can do, I can select the version. See here, if I turn off show versions and if I select this means I selected the object. If I turn on the show versions and if I select this means I selected the version of the object, not the object. So here simply I can delete the version directly so that the previous version will become a current version. Or I can download it and I can re-upload it. I can download this version, the correct version, and I can re-upload it. That also we will verify. So first thing what I do is delete the object sample.txt. Here remember object, not the version of the object. How to delete? Get into the bucket, select the object, click on delete. Now what it is asking? Would you like to delete objects? To confirm deletion, it is asking me to type delete, not the permanent delete. Earlier, it asked us to type permanently delete, right? But now it is asking us to type delete. Means in the backend, somewhere that object is getting maintained. See here, how many objects are there? No objects. There are no objects because we deleted our only one and only object from the S3 bucket. But instead of permanently deleting the object, how this versioning handle this kind of operations are, if I click on the show versions, earlier we have a three versions of the object, right? On top of three versions, what you can see, a delete marker. This delete marker will hide this object. Nobody can access it. And whenever you want to recover this object, what we have to do is delete the delete marker and recover the deleted object. How to do that? Just toggle this show versions on, select the delete marker, click on delete, and now it will ask you to type permanently delete. Simple thing, object cannot be deleted permanently. Versions and delete markers can be deleted permanently. I will show you, which means you cannot recover the deleted delete marker. If I need the delete marker again, simply what I can do, select the object, delete it, so that I will get the delete marker again. Now, if I turn off this, I can see the sample.txt. But then what happened? We realized the current version of the object is displaying the wrong information, and I want to make the previous version as the current version. How many ways we can do this? How many ways we can do this? There are two different ways. One is delete the latest version of the object so that the previous version becomes latest version. And latest is also known as a current. Don't get confused. If I use a word called current version, which is nothing but the latest version. This is the one way. The second way is download the required version and upload it to the S3 bucket. So that what happens with the second option, you will hang the wrong version as the previous version and the correct version as the latest version. In the first case, we will completely delete the old version. We will completely delete the wrong content version and we will only maintain the cleaned versions only. Okay, let us see. Let us see the first one. Generally, we do this one. Let us see. Now, what we do is delete the latest version of the object and observe that the previous version becomes latest, or we call it as a current version. We need to observe. So now what we are doing, we are going to delete this version so that whenever we open the object, we will see the message called hi all, right? Okay, let us do that. How to delete the version? If I select here and click on delete, it will delete the object, not the version. To delete a specific version, first you need to get into the S3 bucket, then turn on this show versions option. We are not enabling, just a kind of a filter. That's just a filter, whether you want to see all versions or only object. Then select the top version. Top version is the latest version. Next one, next one. And if you observe, for every version, there will be a unique ID, which is called as a version ID. And one more thing, your object size, let us say, if the text file contains hello everyone, then the size of the object is a 14 bytes. Then we modified it hi all, that contains 6 bytes. And the wrong data contains 27 bytes, which means the single file consumes 14 plus 6, 20 plus 27, 47 bytes. Means based on the number of versions what you are having in your S3 bucket, the storage space will increase, right? If you have, let us say, we have a multiple apples. Each apple weighs like 100 grams. If you have like 10 apples, it will weigh like 1 kg, 1000 grams. If you have 5 apples, 500 grams. The same way, file is same, right? File is same. But if you have a two versions, if each file is 1 GB, and if you have a two files, that doesn't mean it will occupy 2 GB. It doesn't work in that way, because if there is only single line got modified, then whatever the size of that single file will be maintained as a version. The difference between the previous version and the current version. Okay, that's how it works. But we don't care about that. Amazon will take care of those calculations and everything. But why I'm letting you know is based on that, the charges will be applicable. And don't worry, for the S3, if you have a free tier account, up to 5 GB per month is a free tier eligible. Means you can store up to 5 GB of data per month. Okay, select the latest version, or before doing that, let me check what data we can see. Select the object, click on open, and we can see invalid data. Now what I do, I will delete the latest version. Select the latest version, click on delete. Definitely it will ask me to type permanently delete. Delete objects. Okay. Now what data we should see? We should see hello all. So here we deleted this version. What is the previous version? We have two previous versions, but this is the latest previous version, right? The immediate previous version. So this content will become the current version, and this hi all will be visible to the users. See here. This is how the versioning works. Now, so how many versions we have? We have two versions, right? Two versions of a single object. Okay. What if I select the bucket and click on empty? Any guess? What happens if I click on empty? Does the object will be marked with a delete marker, or the objects and the versions, everything will be deleted permanently? What happens exactly out of these two options? Does our object will be marked with a delete marker, or the object will be permanently deleted? What exactly is going to be? Can you guess what will happen if I click on empty on a versioned bucket? Does my object will get a delete marker or my object will be deleted permanently? Okay, let me give you some clarity here. So delete marker is also a kind of an object or some component in the bucket, right? Empty means it should delete everything from the S3 bucket, like kind of a cleanup. It will delete object, it will delete versions, it will delete markers. Everything will be gone. It will be kind of empty bucket. Let me show you. So here we'll do that as a task. Empty the bucket and observe that all the objects and versions got deleted permanently. Got deleted permanently. Okay, now let us see. Select the object, click on empty. Now see here. The moment once I click on empty, what it is showing? Permanently delete. Whenever you are typing permanently delete means you can't revert that. Like kind of shift delete, right? It will be deleted without getting into the recycle bin. See here, successful. Now let me check. Get into the bucket. No objects. You might think if I click this, I can see the delete marker. No, that is also a kind of an object. Delete marker is also an object. That also got deleted. Everything. Versions got deleted. Delete marker got deleted. Everything got deleted from the S3 bucket. Okay, right. So now, does this versioning feature is a free tier eligible or not? Yes, it is a free tier. There is no charge. There is no additional charges for enabling versioning feature. You will be only charged for the storage what you utilize. So let me write down as a note. What I can say? Yeah, there is no additional charges for enabling the versioning feature. Charges are only for the storage space which the object's version consumes. Okay, right. So this is about the versioning feature. Are you guys clear or any questions? So just if you have any questions, let me know. Also, I would like to give a link from where you can download all these class notes or a task kind of a thing. Just wait for like 2 minutes. Let me get the link. So I am uploading that into GitHub, and it's a public repository. Directly you can open and you can download it. That's not an issue for anyone. Let me get the URL. Okay, can you guys please check the link, whether the link is accessible for you guys or not? So for account creation, I did not uploaded the what we call that the class notes or something account creation. So from the IAM topic, just I uploaded the class notes and all the things. Okay, could you please repeat the delete marker? Okay, so delete marker is okay. So here, give me a second. So there is a file, right? What happens if I click on delete? It got deleted. I can't open it. I can't see it. If I go to recycle bin, I can see it, right? That is what the delete marker. Whenever you delete an object, whenever you delete an object will be marked with a delete marker instead of deleting it permanently. Why? So that it will allow you to recover whenever you want that object back. How? Just delete the delete marker so that your object will be recovered. See here. But if there is no versioning, what happens? If there is no versioning, or if you select a particular version, if you click on delete, what happens? Now I am doing shift delete. Shift delete. Are you sure you want to permanently delete this file? Yes. And if I go to recycle bin, I can't see it. That is the difference. If I enable versioning on the S3 bucket, whenever you delete the object, instead of permanently deleting the object, it will mark with the delete marker, so that at any time you can revert or you can recover the deleted object by deleting the delete marker. Delete marker is a kind of a cover, so that object is not visible. If you remove the cover, object will be visible. Delete the delete marker, object will be recovered. Okay, right. Any questions? Anybody else? Okay, so what I did is yesterday and today's videos to be uploaded. I will upload that also. I think many of the people are not attending, right? I also the next week we have some festival and all. We will do one thing. Uh, Today's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Anyways, we will not have any session. So next week we will take a break and we will start the sessions from 6th onwards. If you have a time, this 1 week just complete the practicals, and just whenever you face any difficulty or whenever you're having any questions, just feel free to reach me so that I can help you out. Okay, we will take some break these 6 days because I think the second is the festival, right? So many of the people are traveling to their hometowns and all, and even I am not available these 3 days. So why should we have it only for 2 days, right, in the week? So let's take a break and let us start from 6th onwards. We will be having the sessions from 6th onwards. In the meanwhile, complete the practicals. In the meanwhile, just complete the practicals. And whenever you're doing the practicals, if you have any issues, just let me know. I can help you out. Okay. Right. Any questions? Anybody having any questions? Also, could you guys please check and let me know that you are able to access the URL, the class notes URL? I guess I uploaded today's class notes also. Just check it. Okay, because if you're unable to access it, there is no use, right? You can't do the practicals and all. Okay, right. It seems you guys are able to access it. Okay. And I think in the Telegram also, I pinned the playlist, right? The classes YouTube playlist. Just you can go there and just you can go through the videos if required. I mean, while doing the practicals, if you have any doubts or something, you can go through the videos or you can reach me out. Okay, right. Thank you, everyone. We'll continue the sessions from 6th October. Okay, from 6th October, we will resume the sessions. By end of October or the first week of November, we can complete the AWS classes. Okay, thank you, everyone.